All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. This is your girl, Lady of Promise, Mel B, and it is a beautiful Thursday morning. I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. I hope you ate everything you wanted. Well, we just had, the 4th of July? So I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves, getting ready. I guess you're taking the kids to summer camp. Parents, you going to work. Well, I'm going to get you going on your day. Today, guys, we're going to talk about something a little heavy. Don't touch that dial. And it's going to be good. It's going to be good. But we have a lovely guest with us. I call her the lovely Sister Vines, but I'm going to let her introduce herself. How you doing this morning, lady?
I am wonderful. And thank you so much for having me.
Of course. So our guests and so our audience know full name and what you do, lady.
Sounds good. Well, I am Shante Vines, and I am a licensed therapist. So what I currently do now is I'm a clinical director for a child and adolescent agency. Where we serve multiple children and families in multiple different departments.
Wow.
And I'm also an adjunct professor, so I teach over at UNC Charlotte. I also teach at Johnson C. Smith.
What department at UNC Charlotte?
Both social work departments.
Really?
I am a social worker. Yes, I am a social worker at heart. Just so happen to be a licensed clinical social worker.
God bless you. No.
But yeah.
That is amazing. Wow. What don't you do?
You know what? I don't sleep enough.
Oh, hey.
But God is doing that. I know He's doing that. I see that in my future. I see it in my
Somewhere.
future.
Yes. Claim it. I hear that. I really do. Well, guys, I have been talking about soul ties, and I really definitely want to visit this, and we're going to get into it this morning, just kind of get you going. And if you don't know what a soul tie is, if you're not familiar with it, we're going to talk about it today, and I'm going to let Miss Shante go ahead and take care of it for us today. So let our audience know, what is a soul tie?
You know, I think when we talk about soul ties, it really depends on the view and your perspective.
Okay.
My perspective is one that is both spiritual and natural in nature, right? So it is the attachment and the connection of emotions that is embedded in your soul.
Yeah. Wow.
You know,
okay.
And when we talk about the soul, we talk about the embodiment of emotion.
Yes.
So can you only think about a connection and an intense attachment to your soul, to that very emotion?
Yes.
You know, so that's what I would say as it relates to a definition.
Okay, that's good. That's good. I talked about this before. If you all, if you take your hands and you actually put them together and like clasp them together, like the fingers interlocking, and then you try to pull them apart. That's like a soul tie. Like it is, you are this interconnected.
Yeah.
And those are not easily broken. Those are not easily broken. So what causes soul ties?
Causes of soul ties. Look here, audience, right? Listeners, you know, as it relates to those things that you do that connects with another person. And I'm trying to be PG about it.
I got it.
Right, okay. But connects to another person. There's more than one way to have a soul tie.
Yes.
But when there is a connection within the body, that's one way of connecting a soul tie. Absolutely.
Yes.
But soul ties can be friendships.
Yep.
Right?
Okay.
It could be multiple things.
Got it.
But I feel as it relates to connection, when you have a soul tie, how do you know you have a soul tie? Is when you feel like there's nothing you can do without that person.
Wow, that's powerful.
Right? Or you feel like that person completes you. And if that person is no longer in your life, you are no longer full.
Wow.
You know, and that's kind of the danger of it, or can be the danger of it.
Yes. Now, can we have healthy soul ties?
I think so. I think the key to understanding a healthy soul tie is when I'm connected and I'm attached, but I also know that God got me regardless whether you're there or not.
Right there.
Right? So when you talk about marriage, right? When you talk about whether it's a soul tie or not, I think that it can be a healthy one if you were to redefine it in a healthy way.
Okay. Okay.
Right?
I see.
So, because I do believe there's a special connection that is meant for marriages, and there are some friendships that were meant to be long-term season.
Okay.
But there are things that are just meant to be seasonal. So, yeah.
Very true. You got to know your tree of life. You got to know your leaves, your branches, and your roots.
That's right.
You know, some people just gonna fall off for that season.
Yeah.
Others you got to prune.
Yeah.
And then some they're gonna edify you.
That's
and
right.
I think that's really important to understand the difference. And I believe that comes with maturity. And me personally, I know I have made some soul ties. With some people that were definitely not roots. At the time, I thought they were roots. I thought, you know, they were ride or die.
Yeah.
And they were more like, get out. So, and you know, and it's hard to kind of break those soul ties. And, you know, my question is, like, once you're in that relationship, how do you identify that you're in that soul tie, and how can you break it if you feel like this isn't a good thing?
Yeah. So I think, again, with identifying it, and anyone, I don't even want to say anyone, because I do think, based on the way in which a person thinks, they may not even know that this is toxic.
That's good.
If all that you've ever experienced in your life is toxic, how do you know if what you're in is toxic?
Wow, right there. That is some snaps up right there.
You know, so
really quick, because I think we really need to hear this. Because I think, you know, in all of our lives, I think we've all been in bad relationships, and I'm not even talking about on an intimate level, but even friendships. And I'm just being real. Even when we have soul ties within people in churches, you know, and even that can be toxic. And that's a whole.
Let me tell you something. I'm gonna be honest with you when it comes down to, and just speaking black and white, you know, I'm always gonna shoot from the hip.
Yep, there we go.
So with that, I think sometimes churches over spiritualize a whole lot, and they push toxic soul ties.
Right there.
You know, without really. So that's, like you said, that's another story. But
that's we're gonna talk about that. But what are some signs of, like, that toxic relationship? Like, how, if I'm in it, I don't even know I'm in it, what are some things I can look for to determine if maybe this isn't the best for me? Yeah.
If you're ever in a situation or relationship and you no longer can see yourself, you no longer know who you are. You find yourself doing things that you know is not who you are. If you are being abused, and then what you'll say is, but if I didn't do, right? I think that you have to reevaluate that relationship.
Yes, and I guess I just want to make it clear that when we're talking about abuse, guys, I'm not just talking about, like, we're just not talking about physical. Because there's different types of abuse, and we seem to just put it on the physical, because you can see that. That is, you can actually see that, you can feel that. But
emotional abuse is real.
Ooh, it is. It is that manipulation, and and you don't even realize that you're in that type of relationship, getting gaslighted left and right. And so I think, even for me personally, my family, people that my roots in my life, sometimes they had to let me know, and I wasn't trying to hear it. You know, because this was love. You know, this was brown chicken breast. You know, and so you know, and I think that comes with me being in that soul tie with this person. And I get it, because it was just me and him. You know, and I, like, ride or die, like, we was gonna go through with this. And what helped me to really come out of it and to take a step back was honestly my relationship with Christ. You know, because I was doing my thing, you know, but still going to church, but doing my thing. And I'm just gonna be 100% transparent, because you guys know I'm be real with it. I became pregnant. And so that became a very physical thing, showing. And I wanted better for my child. I wanted better for my daughter.
Yeah. And
that's how I knew that maybe I need to just take a step back and kind of reevaluate things. And for me personally, that's when I realized that, this relationship maybe wasn't the best for me. Yeah. Because I was starting to lose myself in this person. And I'm sorry, I know I went like everywhere.
No, you everything that you're saying is straight up relevant. You know what I mean? And I think if somebody really wants to identify outside of knowing that you're in an abusive relationship, like if you're not sure, or if you want to know if you are indeed healthy internally, I would challenge you to assess what exactly do you feel your self-worth is.
Wow.
Like when you start to identify self-worth, or your own personal values, or how much you love yourself. I think individuals stay in situations that are toxic or unhealthy soul ties because they lack that self-love. And when you lack self-love and you lack self-worth, you are and you can find yourself in situations because you feel like there's nothing else for you. Yeah. Or you're worth that.
Yeah.
So how much do you love you? Ask yourself that question. Good. How much do you love the life that you're currently living? How much do you see your future self being happy? If you don't see your future self being happy, you're going to stay in misery.
That's good. Yes, guys, this was good. It was heavy. It was deep. And Lady of Promise, Mel B, I love you guys. We might have to hone in on some more on our next show every Thursday morning, 7:15 a.m. I love you. Love, peace, and hair grease. I'm out. Have a great day, guys.
Have a good one.
Bye.